Hi guys and welcome to the studio. Today we are going to discuss about CSS hierarchy. We are going to discuss about three different ways of implementing CSS. Inline CSS rule inside the body tag. As we saw, it was the first. Even it was the first in which we started the styling our website by putting its background color. So the inner CSS is the most important, and that means when you do internal CSS, that will that would be displayed. Then external CSS, it will be followed, and the lastly or the last thing to be displayed will be external CSS. Now let's see this in action. We can, this is our project web dev, and these are some of files that we have. So when you extend this one, you can freeze this that it can have small thing. So here we have static, and the static is where it is hosting our external CSS. Now we are having only external CSS right now, but when we go to home templates, we have the base. We have the base.html. We also have the home.html. So for me, I want to use the base.html to explain to you this, but I also going to use this one to show you so that you can be good in all round. So let's start with this one. For example, I want my inline to be green. I want my inline to be green. So we say body. And because it's inline, we don't have to close this body tag. We just like that, and we remove this one, this closing. It is not necessary. So body, we say style, and our style is background color. This background color, let's give it red. That is inline. Or because we are doing hierarchy, let's not start with this. Right now, when we run this our website, it is the way it was. This is external CSS. So external CSS is displaying this kind of background color. Then let's see, we want to style it with now the internal CSS. So internal CSS, we just say style like that, and we say body. We want to affect the body. So body and body, we want to make it its background color, and let's say green. So because we are saying the least recognized style by browser after you have styled it using CSS is external. Then the second important it is done. So let's see whether, let me say control and save the changes and then come here. You see this is external CSS. So let's see whether it will be another background because we say we expecting it to be green. Let's see. Yeah, it is green now. So that means the external CSS has been overwritten by the styling, whereby we have been using the internal CSS. Now we have inline CSS, and inline CSS we can come it with it here, and we can say inline we want to style body. So body, and we have said this one non int of closing this element. So body, we want to style the body, and you want to give its color or its background color red now. Red now. So right now, let me control S to save the changes. Right now the body is blue, but we have styled the internal CSS now, and we have made it red. Let's see whether it is going to change this color from blue, no, from this color which is green to red, which I've set in internal, not internal but inline CSS. So inline CSS, yes. So that means that there is hierarchy in which CSS follows. And that being that the inline CSS is given first priority by the website. Styles, the internal CSS is given second priority, and the external CSS is given the last priority. So we can also change these changes inside the Chrome. So we can use the Chrome tools, and Chrome tools we can use to style our website, and we are going to see that from the most important to the least important, which is equivalent of deleting the line of CSS row from the body tag. So let's see what happened when we untick some of these. So when you want to come here, and actually we can pull up the developers Chrome developers tool by coming here and inspecting. When inspect these, we just go here, and you can see, let me minimize this one. You can see how this thing is. The most important, it is the inline CSS, then followed by the Dano CSS, and lastly it is giving the external CSS. So now we can see, let's see what will happen if this one is removed. Let's cancel this. Yes, when we cancel this one, or when we this one, or when we cancel the internal CSS, the next it is what? It is this the internal CSS that take place. But if what if we also uh, untick this one? Then is when the external CSS takes place. So actually this is how the hierarchy in which CSS flows. And remember that when you are ticking or unticking from here, from Chrome Developer Tools, actually these things doesn't affect how web page get displayed, but it cannot change your code. Actually, when you say, for example, you just click this one, that is internal CSS, or you click and click and click this, you remain with the CSS. So that doesn't mean that the CSS that is inline, it is not going to work. Immediately you refresh this one, it will actually going to display the original code that you did. So that is just for you to develop. So if you refresh, it will go back to how it was before actually interfering with these Chrome developer tools. So you can mess up with the changes locally, but do not be displaying them as you do right here when it comes to the web site on live. So if delete the inline CSS, we have said, and refresh, then it goes to the next most important CSS rule. If delete the internal CSS and save and refresh, then and only then it does go to the next important rule, which is external CSS. So we have seen that the most important rule is inline followed by external CSS followed by the this one is internal and this one is external, sorry, inline, internal, and external CSS. So that is how the hierarchy of CSS rule functions. So this describe the hierarchy of these three different ways of implementing CSS. And what it means is that you can apply a global CSS rule to all of your web pages, but on the individual web page, you can apply more specific rule through using DANO or inline CSS. For example, you can say, I don't want this one to display every page. You just come here and you separate. Sorry, this is not a project. And you just come here and you just say this what do you want this specific to be background, for example? Say you want this one, when you come home, you want it to be red. Then you can use the either inline CSS or external CSS. For example, let's say this one, whenever you come here, it should be red or it should be blue. So you just say body, this body now, specific to this one. Say this body, let it be blue. Let's give it a style, and this style should be background color, and this background color should be blue. like that. You control and save. When you refresh, no change. Why? Because there is inline, which is say everyone it should be background should be blue. Let's cancel it. Let's yeah. So this is the second, which is inline, which is green in color here. So that is how we do it. But when you want to specific home, this is just overview. When you want to home itself, you just go here and you see the blue, your blue color appearing. This is blue color appearing. You want to see the blue color appearing, and go here. You remove all these from the base. Remove this one from the base, because base take everything across the website. So when you remove this from the base, there is something that, yeah, even this, remove this from the base, Control S. Now I look at the home page is blue. So that is how you want to be specific home. Let it be blue. And when you come to other areas like contact me, let me show you something here. Like contact me form, you see it doesn't have any color change, but it is taking out the color from the external CSS. But when it comes to home, you have specifically said I want home to have a specific color, which is blue. So you can come here and you go home, and there is no button for home here to go back home, but don't worry, we can still go back this home now, blue specific. That is how the CSS hierarchy means, with specificity and also with the most important thing. So that is how it is. Next time we meet, we shall discuss about the anatomy of CSS. Goodbye, meet you then.